They falsely assumed that they had got you emotionally invested, leaving you confused and open to their manipulations. They assumed that the hurdles they threw in your way had already weakened you sufficiently for you to give in to their intentions. They assumed they had control over your circumstances. They assumed that by spreading enough tales, everyone around them would believe them. They felt that by creating doubts in your mind, you would start to question yourself. They felt that by repeating falsehoods and false tales to your friends and co-workers, they might isolate you and have everyone turn against you. They attempted to discourage you and tear you down, thinking they could defeat you with their falsehoods and intrigues. They were the architects of many of the challenges you experienced, working behind the scenes to undermine your confidence and sabotage your efforts. They contrived problems and crises to weaken you, thinking that you would yield and forsake your aspirations. They felt their acts may keep you in the dark and detour you from your objective. Even when they attempted to isolate you, create falsehoods, or put words of discouragement in your thoughts, you showed to be more tenacious than they expected. Every effort to destroy you transformed into a chance for you to stand up stronger and more confident. They misjudged your capacity to bounce back and your connection to a bigger power that governs your path. In the past, they have sought to erode your confidence using a number of deceitful approaches. For example, after you were promoted, they seeded doubt among your co-workers, indicating that you didn't deserve the job. They fostered an environment of antagonism and distrust, expecting that this would lead you to lose the credibility and confidence of your staff. But instead, you embraced this criticism as a chance to display your actual value, proving that your talents were far more than their words could explain. In another example, they sought to ruin your personal connections by spreading rumors and falsehoods about you to your friends and family. They aimed to establish a network of disinformation and distrust, believing that this would divide you from the people who meant most in your life. However, your honesty and integrity showed through these falsehoods, deepening your bonds with people who truly matter and showing the truth about who you are. When you had financial issues, they took advantage of your circumstances to insinuate that you weren't capable of coping with the obstacles. They felt that financial pressure would compel you to give up on your aspirations and take a path that wasn't yours. However, your tenacity and ability to discover innovative solutions to your challenges proved that you not only conquered the hurdles, but also created new prospects for advancement. What's more, at periods of personal difficulty, they sought to destabilize you emotionally, using your innermost vulnerabilities and worries. They wanted you to feel alone and unable to go ahead. Just as Daniel's foes conspired against him by tossing him into the den of lions, they too assumed that their deceit would be successful. As David's adversaries had attempted to topple him multiple times, thinking they could remove him from the kingdom, they trusted his techniques. What they didn't know was that just as God stopped the lion's jaws to protect Daniel, and just as David was repeatedly saved and fortified by God, you too had a spiritual team battling for you. Even in solitude, the Holy Presence was at your side, shielding and protecting you from every trap. They felt their tactics had earned a succession of triumphs, but the fact was that you were on another level with a spiritual power they couldn't perceive. You were encircled by supernatural protection, a celestial squad who battled for you, guaranteeing that all your conflicts were won. Even when you didn't say anything, your faith and your deeds spoke for you. Look, you're on the winning side now. God's soldiers are battling for you. Some of them don't even know it. Maybe it appears like it doesn't matter. Maybe it seems inconsequential. Maybe it appears like you're the only one. But you're not. They attempted to harm you. They've attempted to fool you. They attempted to encourage your friends and acquaintances to shun you and spread falsehoods and false information about you. They genuinely felt they had everything under control that might happen to you. But know that judgment has coming. Know that the truth will come out. The same individuals who felt they were standing between you and your tail now had to see it all. They assumed they had the matter under control and that their deceit would go unpunished. However, they didn't imagine that divine justice would triumph. Judgment has arrived, and the truth is exposing itself now. Those who sought to pull you down are being forced to face the repercussions of their actions. They will have to watch as you climb and conquer all the barriers put in your way. They will discover that their efforts to attack you were fruitless because you are protected by supernatural energies. You are not alone. Divine protection and assistance have always been at your side, guiding your every move and guaranteeing that the truth wins. Their intentions have failed, and now all that remains for them is to watch as you continue to win. They assumed they had already won the war, but God is acting and bringing the truth to light. He is unveiling the secret motives of certain individuals, and it is occurring now. They attempted to set you up without recognizing that you were on another level. Even without uttering a word, your silence is speaking for you. Your actions are speaking for you. You don't need to speak up. You are being sustained by the sky. Your spirit guides are safeguarding you. You are surrounded by support as people observe and attempt to comprehend how and why you are so far ahead. They are observing you intently right now. Just as Joseph's brothers sought to kill him out of envy by selling him into slavery, believing they had finished him off, God had other plans for Joseph, raising him to a position of great authority in Egypt. They felt they had triumphed, but Joseph was on another level, being directed and protected by God. In the same manner, while Daniel's foes conspired to cast him into the den of lions, thinking they had sealed his doom, God sent his angels to block the lion's jaws and preserve Daniel. Those who conspired against him were discovered and punished, while Daniel was elevated. And although the Pharisees and Sadducees sought to set Jesus up, expecting that his cunning might discredit him and drive him away from his purpose, Jesus stood steadfast, quiet many times, but his acts and miracles spoke for him. In the end, the truth won, and he completed his divine destiny. Even when they sought to disrupt your professional career by creating impediments and instilling doubts about your ability, you kept your ground. Instead of submitting to their techniques, you utilized your determination and abilities to stand out even more. Every difficulty they threw at you simply helped to mold a more seasoned and resilient professional who understood how to cope with adversity and establish his value via real deeds. And even when they sought to undermine your personal connections by generating misunderstandings and spreading stories, you displayed an amazing ability to look past their objectives. Your ability to retain trust in your own views and judgment helped you to develop meaningful and enduring friendships, pushing away those who were simply interested in generating a commotion. When confronted with financial troubles, with many around you seeking to undermine your confidence and generate fears, you answered with caution and plan. Your smart financial judgments and hard work guaranteed that despite their efforts to destabilize you, you found methods to flourish and provide the essential stability for you and your family. In periods of spiritual crisis, when they sought to detour you from your religion and mission, you stayed fast in your beliefs and practices. Your relationship with the divine and your spiritual endurance were greater than any doubt or criticism they sought to impose. You utilized these problems as chances to enhance your faith and increase your spiritual awareness. When individuals attempted to undermine you in your neighborhood or social circles, you answered with activities that proved your genuine character and objectives. Instead of fighting back with hatred, you chose integrity and empathy, showing everyone that your actions and principles speak louder than any effort to discredit you. Each of their efforts to pull you down simply served to show more about you and your genuine power. Your replies to adversities have proven that you are not easily influenced and that your successes are the consequence of your tenacity and drive. Just like these biblical figures, you are protected and directed by a larger power. Divine justice is exposing the truth, and those who sought to pull you down will have to watch as you rise. While they keep attempting to find methods to tear you down, you keep going ahead, demonstrating that regardless of the circumstances, you are meant to succeed and shine brighter. They may attempt, but you will always find a way to prevail, showing everyone that no matter how hard they try to destabilize you, you are unbreakable and will always go ahead. Walking in this light is not an easy or pain-free route, but it is tremendously gratifying. Every step you take is an act of faith, and every breath a commitment to your spiritual progress. Heartbreak and manipulation may have injured you severely, but instead of shutting yourself off to the world, you opened yourself up to God, allowing the divine to guide your every action. This spiritual path protects you in ways that others cannot see or comprehend. Being linked with the Most High produces a spiritual barrier that keeps outward negativity from accessing your inner serenity. It's a shield that saves your essence, your resources, and your spirit. It's a cocoon of invulnerability that you carry with you, impenetrable to other people's efforts to destabilize you. You now live in a permanent condition of grace, where external efforts to control your life are ineffective. You have gotten immune to the storms that used to jolt you. Rooted in your faith and your new reality of divine healing and protection, you have become a beacon of hope and a living example of how it is possible to convert even the most painful experiences into a legacy of love and resilience. They can no longer read you because you are no longer that unhealed version of yourself that needed to be seen, affirmed, and heard. It doesn't matter if others notice or not. You will continue to be you, doing what has to be done for yourself. They attempted to offer you nothing but obstacles, but you converted those problems into stepping stones that confounded them. Not everyone can do it. It hurts, and it's hard to heal and let people and things go, particularly when love is involved. But you are doing it, you have done it, and you will continue to do it. There will come a moment when you are really happy and comfortable with who you are and where you are. Some of you may already be there, but don't stop. Don't get comfy. Remain alert. This metamorphosis you have experienced is not simply a cosmetic alteration, it is a total regeneration of your essence. You no longer seek the external affirmation that formerly seemed so crucial to your life. Now you affirm and support yourself with your own light and truth. The desire to be understood or accepted by others has become meaningless since you have discovered a deeper purpose and a feeling of self-acceptance that is unshakable. The process of converting obstacles into chances for progress has left many bewildered. Not everyone has the confidence or capacity to use what they've been given and build something wholly fresh and nutritious. This demands remarkable strength, a resilience that many cannot grasp. And while this process might be hard, involves letting go of loved ones and valued things, you are doing it with a grace that inspires. Jeremiah tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans of prosperity and not of calamity, to give you a future and a hope." This passage recalls that God has a plan for every one of us, a plan full of prosperity and hope. So, no matter who attempts to discourage you, who believes they can lead you wrong, or who feels victorious over you, know that the victory is already yours. The war has already been won. No matter what they do or say, you must know in your heart that victory is already assured. Even if you are encountering challenges and the outlook looks bleak, remember that much as Moses was put in a basket and abandoned in the river Nile only to become the leader who rescued the people of Israel, you too are under the protection of a higher plan. God has already won the war for you. Your foes may believe they have the upper hand, but they don't understand that you are being steered by a divine power. Your quiet is a significant message. Your actions speak for you. There is no need for you to do or say anything particular. You are being sustained by the sky. They may attempt to create hurdles, but you are being backed by a power that is beyond human knowledge. You are on a road of light and triumph, and God's plan for your life is unchanging and full of gifts. You are a genuine agent of change in society. When you enter any setting, whether at business, in relationships, or in your personal life, you create an effect. You defy established standards and go beyond what is expected. Even if some people attempt to denigrate you, speak down to you, or treat you harshly, this doesn't represent the reality of your effect. Your effect is significant. Even if you don't say it openly, your quiet and your deeds speak for you, and you don't need to go out of your way to display your strength. Your presence already reflects the significance of your position. Your purpose is to encourage change, question the current quo, and give fresh viewpoints. The fact that you meet opposition or find yourself in situations that don't entirely represent who you are suggests that you are fulfilling your destiny. You may be in settings that don't reflect who you actually are, yet your presence is important and relevant. Those that strive to damage you understand the potential you hold, so they try to destabilize you. Facing resistance is confirmation of your effect and relevance. You were made to be unique and to make a difference. Even if these folks don't say it openly, they realize who you are and dread your presence. They know your might and influence, so they avoid addressing you. It may appear like they have the upper hand, but that's not true. Whoever you are, boss, family member, friend, you are linked with your actual essence and connected to your inner power. Even if it's not visible, you are protected and supported. They've attempted to destabilize you, but you're always ahead of the game, anticipating the moves and keeping your ground. You create an effect, questioning conventions and stimulating change around you. Your presence is upsetting to people who desire conformity. You share realities and transform people's ideas of themselves and what's actually important. It doesn't matter if others don't acknowledge or reject your effect. Go on with confidence. Walk away from the criticism and move ahead, knowing that your path is essential and your impact is genuine. Some individuals have attempted to make you or your family or acquaintances a target. No matter where you go, there will be opposition and controversy. Someone is attempting to generate confrontation and behaving in a hostile manner because you are also responding strongly. These folks were hostile to your relationship and sought to damage the dynamic between you and your family, as well as between you and your friends. They strive to disrupt your relationships because they know that by honestly interacting to these individuals, you may improve their life and release them from the issues and destructive habits they have endured. Some of these individuals, like your spouse, a family, or a friend, are engaged in undesirable activities and are full of unhappiness. They want to stay close to these individuals in order to keep control and prevent their family members from learning the truth and beginning to see the light. These folks criticize your tale and blame your pals, and continue to reject your connection regardless of the circumstances. They are devoted to weakening your relationships and your beneficial influence. This shouldn't be confined to partnerships, friendships, or similar concerns. Someone in the job may reject you because they feel you to be in a heightened condition or picked for something bigger. There is an understanding of who you truly are, and certain folks are conscious of this. If you are encountering persistent difficulties with your equipment, such as your computer or phone, even after attempting to solve them, this might be an indication that there are forces trying to impede your development and communication. If you constantly find yourself delayed in traffic or suffering unexpected delays despite your preparation, this might suggest that there are persons attempting to postpone your plans or distract you from your objectives. Also, frequent conflicts with friends or family for petty reasons might be an indication that someone is attempting to damage your connections and cause stress in your life. If you're having unexpected issues in projects or chores that wouldn't ordinarily be challenging, this might signal that there are individuals constructing hurdles to stop you from progressing ahead. If you start to encounter small health concerns, such as pain or discomfort, without a clear explanation, This might signal that there is bad energy or resistance to your efforts. These indicators, even if they appear little, might be reflections of persons or forces aiming to build roadblocks in your path. These folks want you to feel disappointed, unsatisfied with employment or your existing circumstances. They seek to serve as hurdles until you remove yourself from the circumstance. However, you are ahead of them, and even if you don't have all the clarity right now, the message is that you are much ahead of the issues you confront. If you are struggling with these obstacles, realize that they are assurance that you are on the correct road. Even when it appears challenging, don't allow these difficulties make you give up. You've managed to transcend the constraints they've attempted to set on you. You have showed remarkable ability and insight in coping with these issues. Your connection extends beyond the physical and is profoundly spiritual. Although you concentrate on your personal improvement, your relationship is far more profound and elevated. Some individuals don't see this and believe that by manipulating things, lying, or speaking poorly about you, they can halt what is supposed to happen. You have overcome the traps they have attempted to place in your path. Your spiritual path is a constant process of change and adaptation. These folks don't really comprehend who you are. Regardless of the hurdles and intrigues you have experienced, you have the capacity to conquer them. Your honesty and sincerity will finally win, and divine support will be by your side. In this manner, you were able to overcome the boundaries they sought to construct for you. Some individuals require an external reason to act against you. They search for a leader or someone to guide them and affirm their acts. Their pride and goals are laden with negativity, and the only way they can act against you is if they have this type of backing. They wait for someone to encourage them, for others to appreciate them before they start criticizing you, your home, your vehicle, or any other element of your life. They are waiting for group acceptance and validation from other people before they feel allowed to act against you, attempt to instigate confrontation, or provoke you. Don't be deceived by this tactic. These folks have a twisted perspective of you, as if they were attempting to glorify you via a mirror. But God is the ultimate source of enlightenment for them. It's as if you were in a dark room and a flashlight were pointed at your face. The light is bright, but it doesn't disclose what lies beyond. In the same manner, these individuals are in darkness, and even with the light shining on them, they remain blind. They feel that they are above you, and that they have a unique connection, yet they cannot detect the true light that God emanates. That's why you are ahead of them. Don't let yourself feel puzzled or concerned. Keep on with your strength and purpose. The strike they feared would cripple you really awoke your deepest spiritual powers. This challenge awakened your spiritual DNA and linked you to your Akashic records, exposing latent treasures of the soul. Your opponents unwittingly boosted your indomitable spirit. The curses and dark magic employed against you ended up enhancing your spiritual power. This occurrence proved that you are a spirit on a human journey, and that even in the face of bad forces, you can alter and enhance your life. Knowing your full power today, you wield it with confidence and divine authority. Those who sought to assault you now know your power. They underestimated you, but today, everyone knows your spiritual power. This moment is transformational for both you and them. You stand up and reap the results of the labor they attempted to prevent. This occurrence is a clear lesson for all those engaged and viewers, illustrating that no negative force can equal the strength of someone selected by divine powers. The incident reinforced the essential lesson of engaging with bad energies and deceptive magic, indicating that these techniques have no influence on you. In this setting, you now walk with more confidence and conviction in your spiritual vocation. This tale vividly highlights the power of personal development and the natural protection that follows those who are selected. As you continue to climb and explore your enlarged skills, those who have sought to harm you confront a terrible truth. Their acts far from being successful, have simply proven your tenacity and enhanced your spiritual connection. This alert not only impacts you, but also serves as a warning to all witnesses. Attempts to create damage using bad spiritual ways might backfire. Every stride you take now reveals your restored strength and your capacity to face hardship with faith and inner power. They misjudged who they were dealing with and didn't realize your divine assistance, your heritage, your former life experiences, or the degree of your spiritual ability. This mistake of judgment betrayed their ignorance and indicated that it is not possible to vanquish individuals propelled by spiritual power, faith, and divine purpose. This moment is a revelation for everyone, proving that a soul protected by superior powers cannot be overcome by bad activities. Just like the example of Job, who, although enduring severe tribulations and losses, preserved his faith and was eventually rewarded with a restored and more abundant life. You rise stronger and more enlightened. Attempts to knock you down have failed, and your influence and ability to inspire others have only risen. You have proved that despite difficulty, divine power and spiritual protection may convert failures into spiritual wins. This episode is a call for everyone to acknowledge the endless potential of the soul protected and directed by higher powers. They who felt they were untouchable and believed that their positions gave them the right to meddle today live in frustration and anguish, seeking to make up for the damage they have inflicted. Evil itself has turned against them, bringing agony and misery. You may have thought it was all finished, and they may have assumed that their acts and strategies were not being noted, but God is just starting with the analysis, the verdict, and the judgment. We are talking about individuals who felt they had set you up, who assumed you would give up and not continue, who turned on you and your ties. It doesn't matter whether they are relationships, friends, family, or business colleagues. These folks assumed they had won, but God is now delivering retribution. It is the time of revelation. It is the time for these people's genuine intents to become apparent. Even if God merely shows you this, it is essential, because now you know how to deal with these individuals. You can now discern what is true and what is not. They can't keep you locked in illusions or manipulations. Judgment is taking place, and God is judging people's hearts and ideas. Some of these folks will see who you truly are. Keep being true and honest. Every moment is a challenge for them. You are displaying your genuine nature, and even if they don't confess it, they know it. Justice will be done, and judgment is close. Although they felt they had won, you were always on another level. Their acts and intents are being revealed, and what appeared like a success for them is turning into a lesson in the strength and perseverance you possess. The truth is surfacing, and every effort at manipulation or deceit is being demolished. They may have assumed they had succeeded in upsetting you, but now they are witnessing the power and clarity you possess. You are no longer absorbed in the uncertainty they attempted to create. The light of truth is exposing your intentions and bringing to light the truth of your deeds. Every step you take now exposes more about who you really are, and the sincerity with which you live your life is becoming a strong testament to everyone around you. As the challenge develops, know that your trip is not in vain. Trials and tribulations have been chances to enhance your relationship with the divine and to express your genuine power, even in the face of adversity. You have displayed a grace and honesty that are unbreakable. I hope you realize that you have the power and capacity to prevail in the end. A competition has been organized, and you will emerge triumphant. If you desire to be with someone else and there has been hindrance in your communication, know that I am talking about someone who is actually linked to God, not just a teacher, but someone who shares that connection with you and you are convinced of it. If someone has protested, be it a family member, a work colleague, or a friend, God is watching. Judgment is near, and God will expose all. The decision is soon to be revealed.